Hey everybody, welcome back to Podcast and Such, where we are watching My Hero Academia Season 5. I'm Jay.
And I'm Luke.
And today we will be discussing Season 5, Episodes 18 and 19, The Unforgiven, and More of a Hero Than Anyone.
Yes. This one was, we got darker a lot fast.
Yeah, it got dark real fast. I would like you to murder me.
I've got some problems with that. I've got problems with this whole setup. Like, I don't know if this is a common thing. Maybe I think this could be a pro or a con, right? Some people really like this when a show basically mechanically needs something to happen. Basically, like I need the son to get kidnapped so that Endeavor can save him.
Right.
You know? And so there's some easy mechanical ways to do that, but then maybe you can go a little deeper, you know, and flesh out this character to sort of make this situation occur. Mm-hmm. But then in my opinion, you can go too far and flash us back 7 years ago to when this dude sees Endeavor like on the street or whatever saving people and goes like and you know develops you know write a whole like story synopsis for this dude who's going to be in one episode. And
I mean you're over here complaining about flat characters, and then a character who's round shows up and you're like, how dare they? How dare they flesh this character out a little bit?
But it's like, it's fleshed out in such a... I don't like the trope, and this happens in both these episodes, okay?
Okay.
I don't like the trope of, hey, remember this person that's been part of our story, but we've never talked about before until this point?
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird... this one's more forgivable because it's like, yeah, Endeavor's not, you know, thinking about this dude that has been randomly like obsessed with him for a long time. But we can get to the other one later. This is we'll stick to this episode now.
Right.
But yeah, and here's the other aspect of it that I had problems with. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be the Debbie Downer here so you can maybe extol the virtues of this television program after I've raised them to the ground.
Sure.
I did not like the whole kill me thing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole I want you to kill me and break your rule or whatever, you know, it's like almost like Batman and the Joker and the Dark Knight, you know, it's like where it's kind of trying to push him to the edge. But it's like that there was no tension there. Okay, there was no point where it felt like, oh man, maybe Endeavor's going to have to kill him. You know what I mean?
I will say they could have pushed that a little bit more. They could have had like a moment of, oh, maybe I will kill this guy.
It's an interesting superhero trope to poke at and examine in a way like the Dark Knight does, where it's like truly unstoppable force meets unmovable object, and it's like, I mean, I might have to kill this guy.
Right. Yeah. But it wasn't that tense.
It wasn't that tense. It was just a weird random request from this guy. The son was not ever super in danger. Like he had the knife to his neck essentially, but like that tension was pretty easily relieved. That wasn't a problem for the boys once they hopped out the car.
True.
You know, they didn't do anything differently taking out this guy. Then it felt like a just trying to get points for like bringing in such a concept. It's like, oh, we're really plumbing the depths of the hero's decision not to kill in this episode, and it's like, no, you're not.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. I do think that they could have made that a little more tense and a little more of just a kind of trickier, stickier situation. It could have been. Yeah.
Well, it's like,
I get you on that.
It's sort of a do it right or don't do it at all thing, you know. It's like because once again, mechanically, all they needed was something to a villain to capture his son so that he could save him. And if they wanted to go the praised fan route, they could have done that and him just take his son and sort of have a motivation of like, I just want Endeavor to notice me, so I'm going to do something, you know, bat crazy, insane, you know, and, you know, that's like a route that's at least not tantalizing us with this, like, oh, are we going to explore whether or not Endeavor's willing to kill for his family? Because the answer is no, and the answer is we're not going to explore that, and...
You're right. Mechanically, it would have worked exactly the same.
Yeah, and you still could have had a rounded character in that perspective too, because you've given him a backstory. You know, you've given him motivation and stuff. You know, the whole Death Wish thing was just silly.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like it didn't even really introduce the element of. Well, it's like there would have already been the element of hesitation since he has a hostage. And that's the only thing that they really needed was that element of hesitation so that Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki could step in and do it. So yeah, I get you there. And I guess I like the villain fanatically for being kind of a you reap what you sow. The persona that Endeavor had for so many years has attracted that kind of fan. But yeah, other than that, I get you on the whole. Mechanically, he didn't have to ask Endeavor to kill him because it really didn't add that much to the scene. It kind of planted the idea in our minds, which is fine or whatever, but you're right. They didn't. I don't think they went far enough with it either.
Yeah, I would argue at that point it's actively subtracting from the scene. Because you're setting up something that could be interesting and then not delivering on it.
Right.
Which if you just hadn't set it up, if you hadn't planted the idea, it would just be encounter with the crazed fan, reap what you sow kind of thing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't necessitate us being like, the question wouldn't even come up really. Or if it did come up, it would come up on your own and organically, and that not being addressed wouldn't be a problem because the show didn't promise to address it.
Oh, sure. Which, do keep that in mind. That is like kind of a rule in hero society. Like as heroes, they're really not supposed to be killing people.
Right. Yeah. Which is an interesting to go into, and like I was thinking about this, I would be more interested again in there's a certain, I don't know if you want to call it laziness. It's complicated. It's like when the villain just shows up and is like, I want you to kill me. I want you to break your rule. And there's no real like threat surrounding it. It's just sort of hollow. Like I feel like if you want to explore the concept of whether or not your hero is going to go that far to, you know, or if he can find some way to non-lethally solve the problem, the best way to do that would be to set up a situation where it seems like that might be an answer.
Exactly.
And potentially a necessary answer. Like there's any other answer seems impossible, but then maybe they can pull that off, you know? It
Oh
only
yeah,
really
no, I
worked.
get you.
It only really worked for the Joker in The Dark Knight because when he knew Batman wasn't going to kill him,
Hmm.
and because the Joker was creating so many issues and taking so many lives, and like there was a real philosophical dilemma here.
Mm.
It's like, throw this man off this building and put an end to everything
To
that's
all the
happening,
suffering, yeah, yeah.
or stick to my principles and try and figure out some other way to stop the bloodshed. That's an actual philosophical dilemma.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this could have been a little bit of a stronger point.
Yeah. Like, it's
Yeah,
great that, the fight was cool. All the aspects of it's just literally, you could have put different dialogue in this guy's mouth,
and it would have
and
been functionally the
it would
same.
have been a functionally the same and a better episode.
Mm. Uh, I get you there. You're right. This could have been just a big crazy fan notice me sort of situation without the
Right.
whole please kill me thing.
Yeah, because like, even like, literally, you could go in, I believe, and just maybe edit out one line or two lines from Endeavor, and then edit out all this guy's dialogue and change it,
Uh-huh.
and the episode would be the same.
True.
You just change
Uh,
the words that come out of their mouth, and it's totally different, you know?
I will give you that. Yeah, this is a perspective that I've not considered.
Yeah. And then I guess maybe a more minor inconsistency. How did Endeavor get those shoulder pads on in that car?
He's a pro, Luke.
He was
He's a
he was sit
pro
he was sitting
hero.
there in like a suit or whatever, or some
Uh-huh.
turtleneck or something,
Yeah.
and then he hops out of the car and he's got his full suit on. Now
He's always ready.
I can imagine that the bodysuit was maybe underneath the clothes,
Sure.
but the shoulder pads?
Look, he's a pro hero. Professional. He's always ready.
Yeah.
He's got retractable shoulder pads.
And it's like they explained that for everybody else, they had the
Suitcases.
suitcases shoot out of the car or whatever, and that was cool,
Yeah, yeah.
because they all need their hero, and that was a way to solve that problem for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like especially
That didn't
Bakugo needs
happen
his,
for
but
Endeavor. Yeah, that was not the case for that gentleman.
he's always ready, man.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's all. That's the only explanation I have.
Hmm.
He's got him. He's got him in the back seat. He just reached around and popped
Yeah,
him
he
on.
has him under the
Dodo,
chair or
hand me my
whatever.
shoulder pads.
Hmm. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's all I'll give there, I guess.
Hmm.
But yeah, our little trio, they finally got their winter assignment done of beating Endeavor to the punch.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess just because Endeavor was immobilized by his son being.
Yeah, again, the hesitation there was a kind of an element of that.
Mhm. It's been so long since we've done that I forgot that was assignment.
Yeah, that was like the episode that we cut off, I guess. The last one we watched before we went on break.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that was their assignment, was to beat Endeavor at some point.
Oh, okay.
Beat him to the punch.
I was wondering why Bakugo was gloating at this guy who was, just trying to reconnect with
Yeah, it's like he's having this emotional moment
his son or
with
whatever.
his son, and Bakugo's just like, "Hey man, we did it." It's like,
Yeah,
shut
that
up,
was
Bakugo.
strange to me. Yeah.
Shut up. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that him saving Natsuo didn't fix everything.
Sure, yeah.
He's still like, nah, I mean, you've saved me or whatever, but you still, that's one action out of, I think Natsuo was like 19 or 20 or something. He's his whole life, Endeavor hasn't been there for him.
Yeah.
And of course he's here for him now in this moment, but that doesn't quite make up for everything.
Yeah.
And
Which
as
is
he said,
interesting.
yeah.
Interesting because it seems like Endeavor is going to go the route of absence.
Yeah,
To try
essentially
and
that
fix it.
seems to be his solution at the moment because what can you do? And that's his question that he has because we got that speech again that we got,
Yeah.
What can I do for my family?
Sure.
And he's like, I guess just not be there? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just there's an obvious aspect to which you can't solve a problem of absence with absence, right? But I guess
Right.
you can reduce further damage,
Hmm.
and maybe that's the mindset he's uh, going into this with.
Right.
I really want to know if Endeavor is actually going to build a house with his bare hands, because that would be.
When I heard build a house, I thought, hiring contractors, but you're like, he's chopping his own wood.
Yeah,
He's
I was
getting those
envisioning.
planks together.
Yeah, building a house.
Sure.
It's not building a house if you would say I'm gonna have a house built.
Okay, so you're like, this is his
I'm
project.
interpreting it as he's a superhero. He can
I
build a
mean,
house.
sure, but he's also got the money to get somebody else to build the house.
Yeah, but then he can't build it with love, right?
I don't know. Would Endeavor be like, I don't deserve a house of love?
I mean, maybe, yeah. But it's he could put some sort of emotion into the wood, some sort of atonement
Yeah,
juice.
I don't know. Yeah, well, yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. He says, I'm gonna build a house for y'all, and I'm going to stay here. Was that what he said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's gonna
Yeah, a
stay
more
at the old
convenient
house.
location for. Okay, you know what? That could be a very interesting atonement exercise for him. It's like, this is for them and not for me.
Right. That's kind of
True.
cool.
Okay. Yeah. That could be
But
cool for him.
I just feel like it would be manly as hell. Just
It
to
would.
build a house with your that to me would be like a truly interesting exercise in fixing a problem with masculinity, I suppose.
You know what?
An
Sure.
exploration of
Sure.
maybe a healthy outgrowth of because into this home I will with my bare hands build a new home for my family.
Huh. That would be really poetic if he built the house with his own two hands.
Yeah. I'm worried
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen now. But that's my headcanon. That's what I feel like he was saying.
It could. It could happen.
It's difficult because you know what happens.
I do hold all the cards,
You do
but
hold all the cards.
I will say not a lot of actual time has passed
Uh-huh.
and where
So
we're at in the
so he could still be building that house with his bare hands, is what you're telling me.
Yes, that's what Endeavor's currently doing, I haven't seen him in a while. Oh, he's still working on that house.
Listen, he can fly and stuff, so it's not
True. I
crazy
mean,
to think that he's got some sort of he's got some sort of shortwave radio or something. He's out in the woods, he's building a house, and if people need him, they can call him on the Endeavor signal or whatever.
well, yeah, well, he also said he would build it in a convenient place, so it's not out in the woods.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess that's fair. I mean,
Yeah, because Fiyumi's a school teacher,
oh,
it needs
okay.
to be in the
Well,
city.
that does hurt because once you get into the city, you got the government on you. You got contractors and stuff. That's
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think he's gonna hire some contractors.
they don't make it easy for a man to provide for his family in the old city here.
Yeah, the city's really hindering my ability to provide for my family. I can't even build a house out here.
It's crazy. Listen, man, if you can buy a plot of land and buy all the necessary components, I don't see why you can't build a house there.
True. I mean, yeah, again, that could be
I don't know why the
thing
government's got to be involved in that.
Yeah, you know? But I guess moving on.
Yeah.
Unless there's more things we could say about Endeavor and the house that he's gonna build with his two hands.
No, I just think that was my immediate thought. I did
Oh,
not
okay,
even
yeah.
I did not even think of the possibility that he was gonna just get
Hire
some
anybody.
contractors and
Yeah.
just have a house built, because that's not the language that he used. He said, "I'm gonna build a house."
Oh boy. So moving on.
Yeah.
Bakugo lets us know that he has chosen a hero name, but he won't tell it to anybody because he's got somebody he's got to run it by first.
Gotcha. Yeah. I noticed that. That's interesting. It's nice when they set things up. You know, sort of do long, sort of, I don't know what you call it.
Build up, I don't know.
Yeah. Do sort of build ups to these sorts of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of dropping like random characters with long backstories on us.
Well, before we get to that, I do like Todoroki's reaction to that information where he says, "I'm not going to tell you, Deku." Yeah. And Bakugo and Todoroki is just like, "But what about me, bestie? Are you going to tell me your name?"
Yeah.
Because we're best friends now. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. That was funny. That was a good interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the team. I like having the three most popular boys hanging out.
Yep.
Being anime boys together, you know.
They do be anime boys together.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. So, moving on to the next episode, More of a Hero Than Anyone.
Okay. You didn't have any other thoughts?
Overall? I think that was it. I think
yeah.
Oh, we had that like anime trope of it's sneezing means somebody talked about you. And it was
yeah.
It's
like why you can't just omnisciently cut to another character like a normal person, you know?
Oh no, it's just this fun little trope.
Yeah.
He's just like, hey, Endeavor's talking about me.
Yeah, that was
Intuition. Yep.
Intuition, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. I think that's it.
Covered all the bases.
Yeah, I think so. Other than they brought up Trigger again, the quirk enhancing drug. Yeah. Which is a big thing in Vigilantes.
Oh, and Deku was able to use his black whip.
Black whip. Yeah, that's right. He used it well. Yeah.
That was interesting because he went from not being able to control it at all to like lifting like 7 cars.
Yeah, it's just one of those like adrenaline fueled situations.
Sure.
And this manga can only be so long, you know?
Fair enough, yeah. Okay, next episode.
Yeah, so it's called More of a Hero Than Anyone.
More of a Hero Than Anyone, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, so we're back back at UA, and everybody's talking about all their internships or whatever.
Yeah, that was cute. That was a nice
Yeah.
little breather of just, seeing everybody sort of pointing out like small differences in the suits because
Yeah.
they're doing some design changes, I guess.
Yeah, Uraraka's got like cables or something and wires or something in the wristlets.
And the
Deal.
gauntlets, yeah.
Yeah, and just
And
keeping that
she's got
keychain.
she's got Deku's gift.
Yeah, little All Might
That was
keychain or
cute.
whatever. Yeah,
I
nice.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, and then Aizawa was called away for to introduce a character who was brought up a lot in Vigilantes.
Oh, brought up a lot in Vigilantes. Okay.
So when I told you about, they name dropped Shirakumo back a few episodes ago.
Okay.
They name dropped that guy before.
Okay. Okay.
They name dropped him right after the Class A versus B arc. And he was like, "Oh, you took Shinso under your wing. Is it because he reminded you of Shirakumo?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
So they have planted the seed before, just a little bit, but I also do understand it feels a little bit out of nowhere.
Boring. Yeah, it's just like.
And then here's him in an image from this is from the season 4 outro. There he is, right behind Present Mike.
Yeah, you got the back of his head there.
Yeah, the back of his head.
Back of his head. Great.
Yeah, the back of his head. Now, so if I might, I don't know if you want me to send you these chapters or whatever, but that whole backstory is in chapters 59 through 65 of the Vigilantes manga.
So they put the backstory in a sub-series? Like,
yeah, which I was just like, I don't know. I was hoping they would, I don't know, do.
Are they trying to Marvel me right now? Do I have to do like homework and extra series to understand what's happening?
Well, I mean, first of all, there are 3 spin-offs for My Hero.
Yeah.
That are manga, I guess.
Yeah.
They do those little light novels too.
Sure.
But I would say that the Smash comics, which are 4 coma gag strips, is not necessary, and nor are the hero team-up missions. I would say that Vigilantes is like a little bit integral. Maybe. I don't know how integral it'll be in the end. But if you do want to know this whole backstory, it's less than 10 chapters of Vigilantes.
That's crazy.
But I will say, I think I already knew this information before reading Vigilantes.
Yeah?
So I also kind of experienced in this way.
Okay. So you got the backstory in this episode and or chapters,
in the manga chapter, and then I went and read Vigilantes and went, oh, okay, that guy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's what finally got me to read Vigilantes, because I'd heard, they're expounding upon that. Okay, cool. I guess I'll read it. And it's really good, and I recommend it if especially for people who prefer the teacher pro-hero side of the show more than the students.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, it's just, anytime a show or anything, sort of just drops a character I'm supposed to care about, like, out of the blue.
Uh-huh.
Like, I guess, like, a name drop a couple of episodes ago is something.
But it's not a lot either. I understand it kind of flying, going in just one ear and out the other.
Is it because he'd remind you of Shigaraku or whatever?
Shirakumo.
I'm supposed to be like, oh yes, his long lost friend who died tragically, and
They could have planted some better seeds here. They could have
Yeah, as I was
had
saying,
them talk about it a little
I
more.
prefer I prefer build up. If you're intending to drop an emotional episode where we're talking about Shirakumo for like a good half to 2/3 of it,
Yeah.
and these three guys' relationship is super central.
Yeah,
It's
which
like
kind of makes
because like and you wonder about these kinds of things if like this was planned by you know the uh the writer, I suppose,
Mhm.
at the beginning or when they came up with such an idea, because it's like I had never even really gotten the impression that um Present Mike and Eraserhead were like two parts of a, 3-part group, two parts of a missing piece or something, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, well, like, do you mean you always saw them as just, like, a duo or whatever? Or
I didn't even
not
really
at
see
all?
them as a duo much.
See,
It's
I've
just
I've
like,
always seen them as a duo. Maybe that's 'cause they commentated on the sports festival.
yeah, I've seen them as like funny to pair up, but
Yeah.
you would think if this secret shattering event had occurred in their life, you would just sort of, it would feel more like sort of a Naruto and Sakura without Sasuke sort of thing, where it's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, there's a piece of this pie missing.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean,
And there,
again, I've always
and
seen
there's
them as a
ways to make
yeah.
that happen, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's ways to sort of allude to that without necessarily doling out, every inch of the story in that moment or whatever. But
Mhm. Yeah, I get you there. I think they could have brought up some things more, which I also like I said, I play that game of how long has this been planned?
yeah,
And
that's what I
I
was
don't
thinking.
know about this one. I have no idea whether or not this was planned from the beginning. Um,
Yeah, that's what I was asking, because
yeah.
it feels very similar to the last episode where it's like we have a mechanical need to um to explain more about how Nomu work,
Uh-huh.
but so we ought to come up with a compelling story around, you know, a character or a couple of characters to serve that mechanical need, because that's better writing, is to have a good, you know, emotional tie-in. But the problem is when you make the emotional tie-in something that like feasibly in your universe should have been paying off a lot sooner than now did it exist. It's like
Yeah.
when a character ends up having like a long lost brother or something,
Mhm.
or just something where it's like, oh, and it turns out this horrible thing happened in my past and it's never come up until now.
Right. Yeah, again, I'm very unsure about whether or not this was a planned.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up right now like how far apart these chapters were released. In
Hmm.
terms of when did like this reveal
Vigilante.
happen in the manga and when did it happen in Vigilantes?
Right.
Because they could have been at least finding it from there. But
Yeah.
let's see.
And then yeah, I also don't love when you have to read another series to understand a series. That's not my
Yeah,
favorite.
I will give you that one. I was also just thinking about the fact that I was like, we had a filler episode this season. A long time no see, Sulky, and it didn't have to be that. It could have been
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Okay,
I guess
so
if you're gonna do filler, give us something. introduce
Okay,
some things.
so
Yeah,
the
if
school
they
day.
wanted to do like a whole episode of these guys, their backstory, that would
Yeah.
be interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it looks like the school days arc in Vigilantes came out in August of 2019,
Mhm.
and this the Endeavor Agency arc. I'm not quite to the chapter that it came out, but it came out in like October of 2019. So
Oh,
a couple of
okay.
months apart. This is not years in the making.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's years in the making, you know?
Or at least I don't. Hold on, I gotta make sure because, like I told you, some things are like out of order from the
Mhm.
manga right now.
Right, sure.
Because we're about to enter into the thing that in the manga came right after Class A versus Class B.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're about to enter into that because these are
Huh.
swapping places here. They decided they didn't want to end on the Endeavor Agency arc in the anime.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense. The Endeavor Agency arc is kinda it's been fine, but, you know.
Right, it's not very climactic though, so I kind of
Yeah,
get that.
yeah. And again, it feels like we're retreading a lot of ground as far as like, yeah, Endeavor's been bad and he wants to be good now.
hmm
So, you know, and that's fine. That it needs to be in there a little bit, but yeah, that'd be weird to make that the capstone of your season.
Okay, December of 2019 is when they dropped this.
Okay.
Okay, so from like what was it, August to December.
Yeah, a couple
That's
months.
yeah, a couple months. So not years in the making. Not which yeah, I think if I did have to hypothesize what was planned and what wasn't, I don't think this was planned.
Okay. Yeah, it's it's tough to introduce a backstory and immediately need you to be like emotionally invested in this like friendship.
They did kind of act like we were supposed to be invested, and it was because the characters are invested, which sometimes can work and sometimes it doesn't. And I think it's not like the best here.
Yeah, it worked a little. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought the scenes were good,
Well, it's
and it
like the
was
most emotional we've ever seen Aizawa be.
yeah, which is cool and all, but
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't really build to that.
Right.
It's kind of like going 0 to 60, you know. It's
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, they really did just kind of throw us in.
yeah, yeah. I did not love it. I'm
Mm.
intrigued. I'm very interested. Um, where the season might go.
Oh, sure.
I'm excited to kind of sort of finally see some movement towards something that's actually um, pertinent to the overall story.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we've been in sort of fillerish land for for a little
Well, I
bit
mean,
here.
I wouldn't call any of this filler. This is just the more school side of things, and also the Endeavor, Todoroki family whole thing.
Yeah, but these are things I feel like we could have covered a little more concisely.
Okay, sure.
I especially like I get the need like if your primary reason for like watching the show is like I want to see my favorite characters do cool things.
hmm
I definitely see why there's a desire for an arc where it's like just back to back episodes of different amalgamations of characters doing cool things
Uh huh.
because that's, you know, servicing a lot of the fan base,
hmm
even the ones who like have less popular favorite characters or whatever, you know.
Mm.
That's one of the difficulties of trying to tell a story where you've basically got, you know, like 20 or so, maybe less. No, it's like, how many is in Class A? It's like 10.
20.
It
20
is
people
20?
are in Class A. Yeah.
Okay. So you got 20 characters,
Yeah.
and people like all of them to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, it demands parts of the season where you've got to do some swapping out because you can't hit every character in every episode.
Oh, sure. Well, and that's why, we yeah, again, I don't love that arc about A and B.
Yeah, I hated
But
that.
yeah, it is probably my least favorite arc of probably the whole series.
That
Yeah.
sucked.
But I like all this Todoroki family stuff though. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Yeah.
talking about that.
Okay, you're talking mostly about yes, and I
I
understand
was
that
talking mostly
does
about the Class
feel
A versus
fillerish.
Class B. I mean, the Todoroki thing it's not as much filler as it is. It's like, we've covered this before, but I guess we need to cover it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll give you that.
And that would feel less egregious if it didn't come. That's sort of the sacrifice being made here, is that the Endeavor arc would feel maybe a little less egregious if it didn't come right off the heels of this like filler arc, right?
And I feel like that was the thought that went into the manga.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see how this plays out with this next arc that is coming up.
Yeah.
Because if you can tell, we're done with this agency arc here.
Right. Yeah,
So
we're heading
we're
into whatever's next.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Which is apparently Shigaraki, or is that?
Yeah, next episode is called My Villain.
Academia, yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Well, and the manga even did that too. They rebranded like the cover and stuff. Is great.
Yeah, for the whole volume?
Hold on, let me see what the volume looks like.
That'd be funny.
See if it's got anything spoilery on it. But yeah, Shigaraki doing something. Doing something. No, they didn't do it for the volume. I think they probably just had like a cover page.
Okay.
Maybe. No. Did they? Did they do a title drop? Like the end? Because I love it when a chapter does like the title of the chapter right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that a couple of times in the manga, and it's always impactful.
Nice.
So they didn't have like a big like title drop, but they did have Shigaraki breaking the title of My Hero Academia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then the next page says My Villain Academia, and it's just the regular comic.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can dig it.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting, the reveal that, apparently they've just been torturing Shigaraki in a basement somewhere.
Yeah. That is quite the thing that is happening, and apparently that's been going on for like 2 months, because that's what we're flashing back to, is 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna share something with you. Let's see.
Okay.
From the episode we just saw.
Mm-hmm. Is it your figure?
It is not my figure. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Does this guy look familiar to you?
Dr. Robotnik?
I knew you'd say something like that. Because he does look very...
I'm sorry, Dr. Eggman? Is that
Dr.
your preferred
Robotnik-esque. No, I don't care about the terminology of that. I'm about to send you something, because you've seen him before in this show, and not Sonic the Hedgehog.
And not Sonic the Hedgehog. Is that Jim Carrey?
You saw him all the way back in episode 1.
Oh,
That
really?
is the doctor who diagnosed Deku as quirkless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's been spreading misinformation.
Well, that is one theory that people have about Deku because of this whole connection here.
Yeah.
Is like, did Deku used to have a quirk and they like lied to him?
Yeah.
I don't believe that theory personally, but
Oh,
you
okay.
know,
Okay.
it is a theory that people have.
Yeah. I think of the grandma meme.
The grandma meme.
Yeah, there's some meme about that's like me driving away after spreading misinformation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's all kinds of memes about me when I spread misinformation around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is interesting though. Yeah, I mean see. I don't know. I've always thought that there's a possibility that Deku has some sort of quirk or something, and it's like latent or
Mm-hmm.
otherwise uh, maybe it's the sort of quirk that is on that only you only get like the flavor of it when mixed with another quirk, right?
Right. Well,
that sort of
it would give him a parallel to One for All,
yeah,
in that One for All didn't know he had the ability to give a quirk because he
right,
didn't have a quirk to give, and
right,
then he was given a quirk and he gave it. So yeah.
yeah. So I think that would be interesting. Some sort of like I don't know. It's like you can't taste certain flavors until you combine two flavors.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get you there. So I mean, I would say that the theory is not entirely debunked or anything, but I just don't personally believe
Well,
it.
yeah. I the theory you're presenting though is that like he had a quirk and they like took it or something,
Yeah,
which I
that's
guess
the
is
theory.
possible with All for One, but
Yeah.
my theory is more that they lied to him
Okay.
and he does have a
But
quirk.
like, why would they lie to him?
Um, yeah, that is probably a good point there. He's
Yeah,
not
because like he
really,
wasn't All Might's protege yet here,
yeah.
and
Maybe he is the chosen one though. Like,
you see, there's that too. But it's like
have you seen that
I'd like
green
a
hair?
little less chosen oneness. He is canonically plain looking. Many characters have said
Maybe
it.
maybe his quirk before they stole it was knowing how to tie a tie. Maybe they robbed him of that.
This is what they took from you, Deku.
Maybe his quirk was having a father.
No. He didn't have a father there either. I don't know. You would have showed up to that appointment.
Yikes. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
So there are certain aspects of the show that I do think are planned,
yeah,
and I
like
think this is one of them.
his mustache is so much more spiky now though.
Yeah, because he's more evil.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, do you think maybe this was before he was evil or do you think he was always an all for one plant?
I'm not sure. I need to. It's been a while since I've read this arc. Because we're
Mhm.
gonna get, a proper introduction to this guy, of course.
Okay.
But I don't remember how long he said he's been working for All for One.
Okay. That would be interesting.
Yeah. Jim
And then
Carrey.
they also mentioned I forgot, did you like write down exactly what he said about needing a vessel that's like a proper ego or something?
Oh, a vessel that can retain its personality or something?
I can't remember.
Hold on, yeah, I can look it up. Let me see if I did write it down in my notes or not. I probably didn't.
That's an important line.
It is an important line, you're right. And I should have wrote it down.
Yeah. That's
But
your
I was
job.
getting tired of pausing and writing notes so much. I was like, man, it's taking me too long to get through these episodes when I write notes.
Listen, it's going to take me even longer, so.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to wait 4 hours today. More than that.
I was not prepared. Oh, man. There's an episode called Shimura Origin or something.
Yeah, don't look ahead.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, you probably can look ahead, but it's not going to be too bad. But yeah, there's
an OVA called Laugh as If You Are in Hell.
Oh yeah. Oh, so Funimation's working for you then?
Yeah. Funimation's working for me.
Okay, it wasn't working for me today, and I don't know why.
You just had to wait 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I probably could check now and it'll work, but I had to watch it on Hulu now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The ultimate being whom all for one have sought all this time, my masterpiece. What's coming along better than I can imagine? Oh yeah, we got Hawks getting some secret information about a hospital or whatever, and he's doing his double. A human with his ego perfectly intact who possesses unlimited power.
Mm-hmm.
That is what they said. Yes.
Okay.
Human with his
ego
ego
intact. So I was right about ego. Okay, cool.
Yeah, his ego's still intact because, they said that the Nomu get all scrambled up and become puppets or whatever, and while Kurogiri used to be I have his name written down so I can remember how to say it. Shirakumo.
Shirakumo.
He used to be Shirakumo, and now he's Kurogiri, and he is like an entirely different guy now. Not because he didn't remember to write that. No, don't think about that. But so it's about keeping personality intact, I think, is what it is.
Huh. So wait, they're trying to Nomu Shigaraki? Essentially?
You'll see what they're doing to Shigaraki.
Okay. Have we established that like the reason they're making Nomu is because like All for One needs a new vessel for his mind or whatever?
I don't think we've established that, but I will give you points for kind of coming to that conclusion.
Yeah, that's my working theory. When they said they needed a vessel, that was my first thought. I'm like, okay, so All for One needs to like put himself in a new skin suit.
You basically got that, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
That's... I'll give you that. I'll give you that one.
And I guess preferably a powerful skin suit. So
exactly. So they'll be.
But it's like, why do you need the ego intact for that? Like, you would think you would want the ego.
Yeah, you probably want it to be. Well, I guess so. I guess to have a brain with the capacity to still be a person.
Yeah, but you're putting All for One's brain in there.
Well, are they putting his brain in there, or are they like?
Sure, yeah. I don't know what aspect of himself he's trying to pass on.
Yeah, basically. What's the transfer happening here?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, that was
Chubby.
That's what I thought was going on, was they were trying to transfer All for One's something.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see more of that. More double agent Hawks.
Nice.
Yeah. Trying to remember if I have more to say.
Yeah, is there anything else? There's definitely more going on in these episodes than the last ones.
Yes. We're here. We're the My Villain Academia, where a lot of things happen.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Could be great.
Things do be happening.
Things do be happening. I think that's all I had for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Oh, Hold on. Shimakura. What? Hold on. Let's say his name correctly. Shirakumo.
Shimakaru.
Shirakumo is like kind of, and you'll see this more in like if you read the Vigilantes manga. He's kind of based off of Sung. What's the Monkey King from Journey to the West? Monkey King.
Oh, Goku?
Goku is also based on the Monkey King from Journey to the West, Sun Wukong.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought his name was Son Goku.
No, Sun Wukong.
Oh, okay.
No, Goku is also based on Sun Wukong, as is Luffy from One Piece. Monkey D. Luffy, Monkey King.
Bunch of weebs read Journey to the West, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, well, actual Japanese people read Journey to the West.
Yeah.
Not just weebs.
Otaku.
But yeah, he's very much based on that, and his hero name. Would you like to guess it?
Monkey Man.
Loud Cloud.
Oh, because of the Nimbus.
Yeah. Because he's got cloud plowers.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess that's all in the
It's all in Vigilantes.
In Vigilantes, nice.
Yes. Would you like me to like send you those chapters,
No,
or
I don't
are you like,
care.
I don't want to read things? I don't want to know Aizawa's backstory. Why do I want that?
I don't.
You don't want to know about Aizawa? Come on.
I don't care.
Oh man. No. He's a good character.
Yeah.
Less than 10 chapters.
Listen, I'm just here for the paycheck, you know.
What? Man, we're in the red for this podcast, man. I don't know what paycheck you're getting.
You're in the red.
Again, I don't know what paycheck you're getting.
It's coming someday.
Yeah, all this sweet ad revenue from all of our videos with less than 100 views, man.
Yeah, man. That's powerful.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
we gotta start doing YouTube shorts.
Yeah, I mean, I could ostensibly put that together and put the little wavelength thing. I don't know how people get animations of that little wavelength.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can. There's probably some TikTok or other such thing out there that you could just Google, like, how do I turn my podcast into
shorts?
Into shorts, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would just put up our icon and put the little wavelength thing and some subtitles.
There you go.
That's it. I don't think I would. I wouldn't want to do the talking to microphones format.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody out there who teaches people how to do that, or has a short little video on how to do that.
Yeah. I don't know how much more time I want to put into editing stuff, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
That'd be a whole separate thing, and I am on, so we recorded, 18 and 19 today, and yeah. I'm currently editing our episodes, 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I'm behind.
Yeah, I mean, hey, however you want to do. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just putting the ideas out there.
The thing is, it would be really fun and meta for me to clip this and make it a YouTube short.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So maybe later, maybe when I'm caught up, I'll do that kind of thing. But
I provide the great ideas and show up with the commentary, and
yeah.
You do all the technical things.
Yeah, thank you for delivering an actual episode instead of two-faced talk like last week.
Listen, that's content, you know? That's great. We all learned about frictionese, whatever, gold bond defense.
We did learn about gold bond last week, yes.
That was great.
Yeah. Well, and you talking about walking for your job made me go, oh yeah, for exercise some days I should just walk instead.
Yeah, just walk around.
Yeah, because I was like,
Walk places.
I don't know, I was getting a mental block about doing my ab exercises, and I was just like, I can just walk a mile.
I mean, that's good, but you're not going to get shredded abs that way.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm doing weightlifting and stuff right now, so
That's true.
yeah. So I think I'll be fine.
Getting shredded.
Yes, I am trying to get shredded. I was a little lax last week, but I hopped back on the wagon today, so
Yeah. There you go.
yeah. Lifting them weights.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. It's going good. One day I will get gains.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's in the episode?
Sure. Yeah. Go right ahead.
All right. Thank you for listening to Podcast and Such. Join us next time as we watch episodes 20 and 21. See you then.
Goodbye. You didn't say the names.
I don't usually say the names.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
No.
Bye.
I'm very inconsistent.
Goodbye.
Cool, I'll edit that bit after our musical sting.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And people will hear it.
Nice. Beautiful.
Because I made that comment before.
See, we have bits.
We do.